With myself having recently acquired the Marvel Netflix series Daredevil on DVD, and with me recently having watched Spider-Man: Homecoming, I think since I'm going to be off the air for a little while, but I will be coming back. I thought before I go, I might as well kind of rank the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies so far. I'm doing this by kind of phases, so my bottom phase will have 4 movies. They're not kind of from phase 3, you know what I mean. Phase 2 will have 6 movies, as that's how many movies Phase 6 had, that Phase 2 had, and the top one will also have 6 movies. So, off we go. My Phase 3, in terms of the kind of worst Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, which I still think are pretty good, in ascending order, are Iron Man 2, Thor the Dark World, The Incredible Hulk, and Iron Man 3. Iron Man 2 and Thor the Dark World probably had to be on the bottom of the list because, well, everyone seems to think they are. I mean, they didn't necessarily play with their characters that they had in the best possible way. I mean, it was good to see Iron Man again, it was great to see Thor again, but these weren't necessarily the best ways. I mean, I do like actors like Mickey Rourke and Christopher Eccleston, who play the main villains Whiplash and Malekith, but they were probably misused at this time. The stories were a little bit kind of complicated, and so that's why ultimately these two made the bottom of the list. The Incredible Hulk comes one step above them, as Hulk is a good character and the movie was good. Just the thing is, they haven't really done much in terms of Hulk since. I mean, he eventually popped up again in the Avengers, played by a completely new actor, and we haven't had another solo Hulk film since. I mean, the closest we're probably going to get is that later this year, when Thor Ragnarok comes around, it's going to have elements from the classic Hulk story, Planet Hulk. So, yeah. And Iron Man 3 comes above them because I went to see Iron Man 3 in theatres, and to be honest, when I saw the movie, I thought it was quite good. I didn't count on the backlash from everyone else who they claimed that they ruined the Mandarin. I've only got 18 comics at this time. I'm still fairly new to this. I didn't know about the backlash at the time. So, yeah. People who know more about comics will likely be much more outraged about it than I was. But I personally thought it was a good movie. I mean, better than Iron Man 2, but still fell very short. Anyway, from my Phase 2, going in ascending order once again, we've got Thor, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Avengers: Age of Ultron, and Iron Man. Once again, I didn't go to see either of the first 2 Thor movies when they came out. I mean, I didn't see Thor, I didn't see the Thor the Dark World. I mean, I may actually be making an exception this time around because the Thor Ragnarok trailers do make it look very good, but I didn't see the first 2 Thor movies first come around. I didn't even see properly kind of Thor the character in action until he popped up in the Avengers. It was like, oh yeah, this guy. But Thor, having said that, Thor is a very good film. Certainly better than the sequel that it got. And it's got a good storyline, it's got some good characters, and it's fairly good. Just, it's probably not as strong as some of the others. Up one space from it's Doctor Strange, who I think this movie was bolstered, kind of pushed up its popularity purely by the fact that Benedict Cumberbatch was going to be in it. And yeah, that's a big step these days. I mean, if you got a big name like Benedict Cumberbatch in there, you can pretty much guarantee people are going to go and see the movie just because it's got Benedict Cumberbatch in it. And the movie is very interesting. I mean, it's tackling something that they hadn't had much experience of, magic. And it's a good movie. Probably not as kind of strong in terms of story, but it's a good one. Ant-Man is probably the most visually interesting of all the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. It's like, apparently they had briefly considered getting Edgar Wright to direct, but there were some reasons why he ultimately had to pull out. But yeah, it's one of the most visually interesting. It's fun, it's action-packed, and just the end fight scene taking place on a Thomas the Tank Engine train set. That's pretty funny and pretty creative, and the characters are likeable. One step up from it, another insect hero, although No, it's not Tilly Insect. But anyway, Spider-Man Homecoming. The most recent one come out. You, most of you will already know my opinions already. You saw my Spider-Man Homecoming review. So, yeah, I think it's the perfect middle ground. I mean, it looks like it could set up a pretty good sequel, and yeah, I think it's a good film. Middle ground. Avengers Age of Ultron. People were split on this when it first came out. I mean, I can see why. I mean, it's not quite as good as the original Avengers, but then it is trying something new, and just it tried. It didn't necessarily reach what we wanted it to, but it's a good movie. And of course, Iron Man comes one step above that. I mean, this was the movie that practically started off the MCU. Kind of the early days. I mean, I rewatched the movie quite recently, and it's still really good. I mean, it's certainly better than the two sequels he got. I mean, the two sequels had their moments, but this one is just, it's continuous fun and action, and you're amazed at it from beginning to end. And anyway, my top tier, the first phase, in ascending order, we've got Captain America: The First Avenger, The Avengers, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Captain America: Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, yeah. Okay, let's talk about first how all of Cap's movies, well, apart from the two Avengers, all of Cap's solo movies have gotten up into the top tier, which is for one reason and one reason alone. Each time they've done a Cap movie, specifically a Cap movie, each one has gotten better. I mean, the first Avenger, alright, that's okay. The Winter Soldier, that one's pretty... I went to see that in theatres, and that's a marvel. That's all nearly perfect. Captain America: Civil War, I'm hesitant to call it a Cap film because it's really an Avengers film in Cap's clothing, but you know what? It's a brilliant film. I mean, you get to see so much of the stuff we wanted. The Avengers comes one step above the first Cap movie because that's what the first Cap movie had technically been building to. Because one movie later, we suddenly get everything we wanted straight off the cuff. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 slips in between Winter Soldier and Civil War, because I went to see that one, I think, several months ago, and once again, it's a good movie. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy makes it top of the list. I mean, most of you know that it's on my list of favourite movies, but the thing is, the Avengers, while they're a good team, you want to see them do well, they're still limited. I mean, they're still kind of on planet Earth, whereas with Guardians of the Galaxy, it wasn't necessarily the planet that was their limitation, all of space was. That's what I think was kind of cool. That's what made Guardians of the Galaxy kind of better than the Avengers. The fact that it was in outer space, there were much less limitations, and they could just have fun with it. It was pure fun from beginning to end, whereas the Avengers, they had times when they needed to be a little more quiet. Whereas this time, they could go all out. So, there you go. The movies, I think, ranked. Iron Man 2, Thor: The Dark World, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 3, Thor, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, Spider-Man Homecoming, Avengers Age of Ultron, Iron Man, Captain America: The First Avenger, The Avengers, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Captain America: Civil War, and Guardians of the Galaxy. My top 10. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a little while. See ya.